Hi everyone, this is CJ, and I have a share that I've got ready to show you this morning. This is in regard to a challenge that is being presented by Lessology. That's Lessology.com, and this is challenge number 21, in which we are to represent something that has been repurposed, reused, with the theme of a heart. And I've got several hearts sitting around here, as you can probably see, and I'm going to show you what I have come up with for this challenge. What I like to do is gather up old quilts, and the quilts that are no longer usable, that are threadbare and just poles and no longer able to fix them, become cutter quilts. And many times I can pick these up like on eBay for, well, just about next to nothing. Here's an example of an old quilt that I just received, and it will become several projects. Okay, and then here you can see some hearts that I've cut out of quilts, and some more over here. And I do a lot of different things with quilts. I've made vests and animals and jackets to journals, and oh, the list just goes on and on. But the one thing I like to make are these little, I guess you call them either fairies or angels, which have a multi-purpose to them. First I want to show you how I've come up with this idea. I created a pattern based on hearts, and this is what we have right here. This is going to be the wings, and I had a little lump on the side simply because I felt like it needed something more, and I've trimmed off the base. This is kind of like the skirt area, and you can see how I've added a heart here. This is just so that it kind of reminds me that sometimes when I've got extra material or extra trim, I can add the heart areas there. This will be the head. This is the heart, which will be under her chin. It's going to be kind of like she's holding the heart. I'll cut out the pieces, and you can see I've done this with a lot of different old pieces. And then if I've got something that goes together, I'll clip it together like this. Okay. And just recently I received an old quilt from a friend, and she thought it was an old wedding quilt in which parts of it were part of an old wedding dress. So I'll show you that. This is how I've cut it out, and you can see there's a few layers there. And again, this would be the skirt area. This is the heart area, in which you could actually stick something behind there and leave a message. And here's where I put the stitch. It's just a blanket stitch around the edge. I've got several of these ready to go. And on the blanket stitch on the wings, I have those ready to go. Here's some different heads that I've cut out of the quilts, and these have not been stitched yet. And like I said, I just use a little blanket stitch on those. Okay, and then I'll start adding trim to it. And the final step is I'll start gluing it together with hot glue. I could sew it, but gluing it is much, much faster. And here's an example of what I come out with. I had a piece of jute for the top so that I could actually, you could hang this like, from a doorknob or from on the wall, or even like a bedpost if you're going to use this like a tooth fairy. I've added different kinds of trim. This is very old lace. This lace was off of a wedding dress. These are half pearls that I've put on and used some glassy accents because I didn't want them coming off. These are some buttons that I've added. You can hear that noise. That's my coffee pot. It's kind of complaining. And then her hair. You could call that hair or halo. And then I've just painted on a little face. Now, you could go ahead and use a template or stamps. I know that Peachy Keen has some really cute stamped faces. Here's a little charm, and it says I love, I heart VE, and then a flower, and I was going to add some green leaves, but basically the green just didn't go with it. And then on the back, sometimes I'll add a pocket right here, big enough to put a Ziploc bag in, and that way if it's given to a child, you can use it like a tooth fairy. I have a little poem that goes with the ones I made for tooth fairies, and then I have a different little poem that I use when I'm giving them to someone who's getting married. Okay, this is my challenge of using a heart. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you much. Bye-bye.